Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to every one of you. For today, we are going to learn on the skeletal and the muscular system, which is new chapter, chapter 8. For the lesson outcomes, you must be able to understand the function and types of skeleton. We are variation in type of skeleton, the type of joints, the organization of animal skeletal muscle, and you must know each structure and must able to label. And the last is the sliding filament model. This model is involved in the muscle contraction or movement. For the introduction, there are three main functions of a skeleton, which are support, protection, and movement. So the various form of behavior in animals like swimming, running, hopping, crawling, and flying all are the results from muscle working against some types of skeleton. There are three types of skeleton: hydrostatic skeleton, the exoskeleton, and endoskeleton. A hydrostatic skeleton consists of fluid held under pressure in a closed body compartment. So this is the main type of skeleton in most cnidarian, flatworms, nematodes, and annelids. For example, the nematodes or the roundworms. These organisms, they hold fluid in their body cavity. The fluid is under high pressure, and the contraction of longitudinal muscle will result in the movement. Okay, the second is exoskeleton. Exoskeleton is a hard encasement, that found on the surface of an animal. For example, in most mollusks or in snail species, there are encasement that enclose the organism with shell. This shell is made up of calcium carbonate. Okay, so this is the image of the mollusk, which is snail. Okay, so that calcium carbonate is actually came from the mantle. So this is the mantle. So the mantle cavity will produce the calcium carbonate. Okay, the other exoskeleton is the jointed exoskeleton among the arthropods. So this exoskeleton made up cuticle that is secreted by the epidermis. Okay, as you know, the cuticle is made up of polysaccharide. The hardness of this cuticle is varied among arthropods. Okay, some arthropods, they have very hard exoskeleton, and some of them have very thin and very flexible exoskeleton. For example, lobster. Lobster had hardened portion of their exoskeleton by adding extra calcium salt to their exoskeleton. But for organisms which have leg joints like this arthropod, okay, or the joint part, okay, at the joint part in arthropod, they have very thin and more flexible exoskeleton, as this will help them in their movement. These are the example of exoskeleton among arthropods. Okay, now we go into the third type of skeleton, endoskeleton. Endoskeleton consists of hard supporting elements such as bones, which can be found within the soft tissue like us, like human. We have bones inside our body. Okay, this type of skeleton can be found among other organisms like sponge, echinoderms like sea star, and chordates. Chordates referring to all the vertebrates. like mammals, okay, like reptiles, birds, all are chordates. The anatomies divide the vertebrate skeleton into two main parts. The axial skeleton. Axial normally consists of the skull, the vertebral column. Vertebral column is the backbone. Okay, and the rib cage. Okay, so this is the rib cage. That is axial skeleton. And the second is appendicular skeleton. Appendicular skeleton made up of limb bone, okay, and the pectoral and pelvic girdle bone. So there are two parts in the vertebrate skeleton, the axial skeleton and perpendicular skeleton. So this is the human skeleton. Okay, you must know there are joints, type of joints. We have ball and socket joints that can be found in the shoulder, okay, femur, okay, and the hinge joint, which located between the humerus and the head of the ulna. And we have the other is pivot joint. Okay, so pivot joint will allow us to rotate our forearm at the elbow and to move our head from side to side. So these three types of joint are different in terms of their location and their function. Okay, now we go into the physical support on land animals. What the other physical support that other mammals, especially the large mammal, need in order to bear their weight. Okay, so the muscle and tendons are very important for stability for this kind of large mammal. What is tendon? Tendon is connective tissue. Connective tissue means it connects one to another. So this tendon connect the muscle to bone. Okay, for large mammal like elephants, okay, they have muscle and tendon that help to hold their large legs in position so that their leg is keep straight, okay, in order to bear their large weight. So that is the function of muscle and tendon which support the large vertebrates. Okay, now we go into muscle move skeletal parts by contracting. So you must know when muscle want to do movement, they must contract. When they do contraction, the other must be relaxed. So that action, which is in pair but in opposite direction, we call as antagonistic pairs, meaning the pair is doing their job at different position. Okay, how much muscle move the skeletal part? The main point is that when muscle do contraction in order to produce movement, okay, it must do in antagonist direction. For example, when we flex our arm, we relax when we flex an arm, the bicep muscle is contract, but at the same time its pair, which is the tricep, is relaxed. Okay, that is the meaning by antagonistic action. Okay, but when we like to extend the arm, okay, so you want to extend the arm, what happened? It is contra to previous. The bicep will relax, but the tricep muscle will contract. Okay, so each member of the pair are working against the other. They are doing the opposite work. These are another image of the forearm flexors in human and also in grasshopper. So this diagram shows the interaction of muscle and skeleton in human and grasshopper. This arrangement works either for endoskeleton or exoskeleton. Both use the same system. Okay, for the vertebrate skeletal muscle, which is attached to bones and responsible for the movement in animal, it actually came from a very small unit that known as the bundle of muscle fiber. So this is the bundle of muscle fiber. This bundle of muscle fiber is actually doing the movement in our body. So from this muscle fiber, it actually consists of many single muscle fiber, which having multiple nuclei. Each of the single muscle fiber, they have multiple nuclei. And this single fiber is actually consists of myofibril. Okay, so myofibril is actually the single unit of the muscle fiber, which came from the single muscle fiber, and they are grouped together in a bundle. Okay, so that is the structure of your muscle. Now we go into detail. Okay, so this is again bundle of muscle fiber. When we zoom in, there is actually consists of single muscle fiber with multiple nuclei, and each of the single muscle fiber is actually consists of many myofibril. Okay, so this myofibril is the unit of the muscle, the single unit of muscle, right? Okay, myofibril is composed of two types of myofilament. Okay, thin filament and thick filament. So from this image, you can see the dark color and the white color. So the dark color is actually the thick filament. The thin color or the light color is actually the thin filament of myofibril. So this thick and thin filament is actually, they work together. They work to each other. When the muscle is doing contraction of or relaxing, these two filament will sliding to each other. That's why in muscle movement there is a sliding filament mechanism, because they are overlapping together when the movement is happening. Okay, later I will give you another supporting video so that you can understand how the sliding filament mechanism happen, right? Okay, this is the structure of skeletal muscle. One functional unit of muscle fiber is called the sarcomere. So this is one functional unit of muscle fiber, one sarcomere. Sarcomere is produced by specific contractile protein, which are the myosin and the actin. Okay, and they can be found between the two Z line. So this is one Z line, this is another Z line. So between two Z lines are one sarcomere. If you can see the Z line is the border for each sarcomere. The M line, okay, where is M line? M line located at the center of the sarcomere consists of thick filament. While the A band, okay, so this is the A band, I band, the other is I band, and the H zone, where is H zone? Okay, so this is H zone. It means these regions are myofilament. So it means that this region, they have both the thick and thin filament. If you can see the H zone, okay, normally consists of thick filament. For I band consists of both thin and I band consists of thin filament. And then for the A band consists of both the thick and thin filament. Okay, so this is the condition of muscle during resting stage. But when the muscle do contraction, overcontraction, okay, these two of the actin and myosin, they will slide to each other. When they do sliding, the size of the H zone, okay, and the size of the A band, I band, all will be different, not like this image. So this image is actually the condition of our muscle during resting stage. Later you will see the differences, okay, when your muscle doing work. Okay, so this is the condition muscle at rest. The thick and thin filament only partially overlap. Near the edge of the sarcomere are only thin filament. The zone in the center contains only thick filament. So this is the structure of your muscle during rest. Later you will see the diagram. Okay, according to the sliding filament model of muscle contraction, the filament slide past each other longitudinally, producing more overlap. When there is muscle contraction, there are more overlapping between the thin and thick filament. So these are the result of the sliding. So this is the relaxed muscle that I have explained previously. If you can see, the H zone is totally made up of the thick filament. Okay, let's see to the contracting muscle fiber. During contraction, the thick and thin filament, whereas thick, okay, so this is thick filament, and the yellow part is the thin filament. They slide to pass to each other and reducing the width of the I band. Okay, this is the I band. The width of the I band is reduced compared to the relaxed muscle fiber. And the H zone, so this is the H zone. Okay, the H zone also become shortened. Okay, so if you can see, okay, the H zone become shortened. And now we go into the fully contracted muscle fiber. Let's see what happened to the muscle. In a fully contracted muscle fiber, the sarcomere is shorter still. Okay, the sarcomere, Z line to Z line, become more shortened. Okay, the shortest among the three. Okay, the thin filament, so the yellow part is the thin filament, is overlap. Okay, overlap. So this is the overlapping of the thin filament. Okay, which eliminate the H zone. There is no more H zone. Remember the H zone which located at the center of sarcomere. So this is the H zone. There is no more H zone in fully contracted muscle fiber. The I band, okay, the I band disappear. There is no I band here. Okay, as the end of the thick filament contact the Z line. So this is the condition of the sliding filament in our muscle fiber. Okay, so that's all for part 1, chapter 8, skeletal and muscular system. We will continue in the next subchapter. Thank you.